You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
The mainstream media is really the make-believe media. First, they make up the news, and then they make you believe it.
Hi, this is Susan Swift.
I'm highly successful, have been all my life. I have enjoyed successful careers in film, television, and law.
I'm Dan Wright, a father, a gun owner, a dog owner, and a Federalist.
I'm Susan Swift, and you are listening to Constitution and Culture on KLRN Radio,
where liberty and reason still reign.
And we're back. It's another week of Constitution and Culture with Susan Swift. I am the C word a conservative. I am one conservative mother. And Dan Wright, who is our Twitter god. So, Dan, say hello.
Hello. How are you, Susan?
I am so mad and fired up. I can't even stop myself. I'm so fed up with this. So many things. First of all, there is the RyanCare bill, Obamacare Light. I don't even know what you want to call it, but we'll get into that in a minute. That thing is the Frankenstein monster that's going through Congress. And then we've just had, I think this afternoon, breaking news that a court in Honolulu, Hawaii, aloha, aloha, they've just said aloha to Trump's second travel ban, the one where he's named specific Islamic terrorist states, and he carefully crafted, he kowtowed to the judicial tyranny from a month ago, and that now this Hawaiian court has now just said, we're going to block this second TRO executive order that you just put in place. So that is, it's judicial tyranny. We are living in the people's United States now. We really are. We have now embraced it is on display for everyone to see. Judicial, liberal, activist tyranny. Our laws don't mean anything. The Constitution doesn't mean jack diddly, okay? That's just a start.
Has Hawaii not learned anything from Pearl Harbor? They're not mainland. They're not mainland. They're opening themselves up. Okay, fine. We want to accept everybody.
Dan, are you suggesting that the mainland should start bombing Pearl Harbor again? Are you suggesting that Trump is going to order the army to bomb Pearl Harbor? Is that what you're saying? Inquiring minds want to know.
No, what I'm saying is if they literally are saying, we want our borders open to everything.
No, but you know what I'm saying? I think Honolulu is the red Japanese army. I think that is communist country. I think they're flying their judicial planes over America and bombing the American Constitution. That's what I think of this Hawaiian judge. I think he's been compromised by the communist left. I think it's the World War II sneak attack all over again, but through the judiciary. Catch me outside. How about that? All right. Yeah. And that gal has her own reality show. Catch me outside. How about that? I can't even talk right. And I act like I'm OG, man. And I'm getting my own reality show. Anyway, so there's that. But there is a good note. There is a bright flickering star in the internet firmament. The deep web has beaten Shia LaBeouf in the ultimate capture the flag game, and it was so epic. And Keck be praised, they took down the flag, He Will Not Divide Us, and they put up a hat along with a Pepe the Frog flag. I think these boys and girls, whoever they are, I think they're brilliant. So anyway, that's what's on the table today.
I spent a lot of mornings getting up and watching that feed. And the one morning I got up to watch, to turn it on and watch Shia LaBeouf getting arrested was awesome.
I find that a lot of people tune into things like this, like, the Shia LaBeouf thing. Like there were zillions of people watching for a giraffe to give birth to a baby giraffe. I mean, that was like the biggest thing. Everybody was tuned in. Whether is she gonna have her baby yet? I mean, there were memes made about this giraffe. It's like, remember Harambe the gorilla? That went wild, and we had then the Cecil the lion, and now this giraffe. And I don't even know this giraffe's name. I'm sure are just screaming at us right now. Why don't you know this giraffe's name? But I'm just fascinated at how much just a Facebook feed or just anything like this. Shia LaBeouf. Who cares about this guy? Honestly. I mean,
that's the whole thing.
He's a big, silly, fat, bearded activist. So what do we care about him, right? Why do we care?
I know so many people that watch the feed, though, because it was so entertaining. Because they were so stupid. I did. I would get up in the morning and make my coffee. And while my coffee was brewing, I would grab my phone and go over and watch the Shia LaBeouf feed because it was funny. I caught something that it was so cringe-inducing that it was funny.
Was
I would
this
just
the
sit
first
there and
protest
go,
that you had, like in Washington or whatever, the one that went for a month or something? Is that the one you're talking about? Or are you talking about the flag one?
the old one, the
old
one in Washington. Yes,
yeah, the Washington D.C. protest thing.
Yes,
yeah,
it was awesome. It was, and that's the one where he got arrested. And I mean, one morning I wake up and I got to, while I'm brewing my coffee, I got to watch Shia LaBeouf get arrested. It was awesome.
What a great morning! You wake up and you watch a liberal activist, a fat, pudgy teddy bear activist get arrested while having coffee. That is a golden morning. That is a conservative morning. That's the way to start your day. That beats Folgers every day, every time. And there was yes. And then speaking of epic things to watch on TV or streaming was how about MSNBC's ultimate fail last night, the Rachel Maddow teaserenio. we have this transcendental type chick, dude, person, Rachel Maddow, who is trans teasing us with taxes and swearing that she's finally got, Trump on the ropes. She's got him. She's got the tax documents, and they turn out to be 2 pages from 2005, and they prove what? They prove that Donald Trump pays his taxes. You remember back in the day during the campaign when wasn't it Hillary Clinton?
Of taxes.
Yes, but remember how
lots of taxes.
Yes, but Dan, do you remember how I think it was Hillary or those on the Hillary campaign who were claiming that Trump never paid his taxes? Remember that?
Yes.
Remember all that?
And Bernie.
They're trying to analogize Donald Trump to people like, Al Sharpton, who doesn't pay his taxes. So, we had that accusation going around. And here is Miss Rachel Maddow proving definitively that, yes, indeed, Trump does pay his taxes. He pays mucho taxes. He pays more taxes than Romney. He pays more taxes than Obama. He pays more taxes than Bernie Sanders, and he pays more taxes than Rachel Maddow's boss, MSNBC. Did you love that? And she teased that thing for like half an hour, and right before, like 20 minutes before she finally got to it, the White House put out a statement. And basically, it's like somebody peeing on your leg and calling it rain. Hey, I just put out that fire. Here you go. Shoo, all the air goes up. I just thought that was the funniest thing. She's got to be desperate for video. That
guy has no list, has no watchers. It doesn't matter.
I just thought that was. It just shows you how. Oh, and since then, the leftists have actually suggested, and they're serious about this, that somehow Trump might have leaked it himself and planted it so as to take focus away from the ongoing investigation into Trump world and its collusion with the Russians to hack the election. Dun dun dun. I mean, really. Okay. I mean, that is the level of the tinfoil hat wearing population on the left that we are dealing with now. Now, my
two favorite quotes of the day. The first one from my friend Rick Canton. So, Maddow trolled herself to 84 watchers yesterday. She'll be back down to her normal 48 tomorrow. And the other one from my buddy on Twitter, right-wing nut job. Wow. All Rachel Maddow proved was that Trump had a really crappy tax lawyer.
I love it. Yeah, I think it's, and don't you remember? It makes me remember now they've finally gotten Trump's tax return. Remember all the fuss over Obama's birth certificate? You remember all this? I mean, it just goes all the way back. It conjures all of these things back up again, and it proves once again, Trump's the real deal. Yes, he actually pays his taxes, and he doesn't have some sort of interestingly layered, long-form birth certificate that's very, very interesting when you can peel off layers in the Photoshop PDF, whatever that thing was that the Obama administration put out as Obama's birth certificate. It's hysterical to me, the whole thing. But back to let's talk about. Oh wait, but Dan, there's something really important that you wanted to tell everybody about what we are supporting at the station, right? There's an entire program for veterans that you wanted to explain. Yes? Should we do that?
Yeah, and actually I'd like to bring Ann in because we're supporting a program, and Ann, can you chime in here?
Are we pulling back the curtain? Are we
pulling back the curtain?
We are allowing. No, Ann is not here. I am so sorry. Ann is not here. Dan, you're going to have to explain it out all by your onesie, savvy?
I don't have all the details.
What? You lied! I was lied to. I was told that you knew everything about this. It supports PTSD programs to help the military. It helps our veterans. You're letting them down, Dan. I'm going to rant on
John Preston. I know it's a veteran. This is a record coordinator. Hi. Just reaching out to have you check out our new album, Battle Cries on America's Heroes. An album featuring phenomenal other combat veteran artists like Scott Brown, the Scooter Brown Band, Brian Weaver, Rowdy Johnson. Just an incredible mix of people. This is all veterans telling our stories and our lives, and we're giving 100% of our proceeds to the Valkyrie Initiative to help veterans and first responders integrate back into society. I myself have battled with post-traumatic stress for many years. I lost my own brother in Marine Corps veteran suicide. I ask that you step with us and make this happen. We are in pre-order right now and release on March 17th. Go to iTunes, go to Amazon, buy. We plan on making a charge and making it a very high level. And your support right now makes a difference. This is the release of my new song, Superman Falls, which is actually about the loss of my own brother, which happened last year. And I would love for everyone to check it out, to listen, and hopefully it'll make a difference in many lives.
Well,
yes, and the producer comes through because I knew it was about PTSD, but I literally had the details thrown at me right before we went on the air. So
you're a blonde. What? You're a blonde? You can't remember two things? No, you can't be blonde, Dan. You must be a liberal because they only have one message in their head. They can't multitask. So I don't know.
I'm approaching Newt Gingrich gray. How's that?
No, I know what the problem is. You're a man and you don't have a multitasker brain. You can only do one subject at a time, and you do that very well. But women typically we are made to multitask, and we're good at it. So that's why you couldn't keep it in your head. So that is a cool thing.
That's why we love you.
Where can we find out more? Where is their website? And how can we find out more? And how can people listening? Can they find out more about this group that helps the veterans? About John Preston and the song and his interview I guess it's on. Go to KLRNRadio.com and you can find out everything about the song. Also, you can check out John Preston on Facebook. That's a good place to find him too. I really want to hear the song. It sounded really good to me. I like that. That's a really cool thing. And it, of course, it always helps. It always helps to recognize our veterans, because without them, we'd be speaking German or Chinese or some other communist language, wouldn't we?
Japanese.
That wasn't so nice of me, was it? I was being mean. I'm so sorry. I'm being culturally insensitive. Ooh. You poor little safe space people. I'm so sorry. I'll get you up. You know what? We'll have to have a Mish petting party, okay? We'll have Mish out there and we'll pet her and love her because she's our safe space dog, okay? For all of the liberals who are listening to us, and when I'm culturally insensitive and I say that, yeah, we might be speaking Chinese or Japanese or German, but for our military, and that triggers all of the little safe space snowflakes, we need to give them a Mish. You know what? Mish the dog, we need to have her in like a stuffed animal form. Like a toy that you could sell to all the safe space people, because they need a little terrier doggy to pet and love on, because we say insensitive things here. We trigger liberals all day long. It's hard for them, and God bless them. They don't know any better. Poor little babies.
But she likes to death shake her toys.
I've never heard that death shake. That's pretty good. Oh, we got to get a little recording of Mish doing her death shake, when she goes after Lydia. That's good.
Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal. If she got a hold, If she got hold of an animal.
Ooh, I love it. All right,
if she got a hold of an animal smaller than her, that animal would be in big trouble. Which is exactly what a terrier is supposed to do.
A ratter, that's what they do. They find rats. Now, speaking of rats, we need to let loose Mish in the Congress, okay? Can we get Mish up to Washington, D.C., and set her loose in the rats inside Congress, specifically the rhinos? I would call them Republicans in name only, but I think they're just rats. I don't know. Yes. Thank you, because we've got to get to this. Here's what's really going on, people, that we've got the GOP angling to take over Obamacare. Remember that law that for 8 years they've been promising to repeal? Remember that 52 times they sent a bill up to then President Obama. I love saying that, then President Obama. 52 times congressional Republicans sent bills repealing Obamacare up Capitol Hill, challenging President Barack Hussein Obama to repeal his signature health care law, right? And now, 8 years later, fast forward, now we have the House, we have the Senate, and we have the White House. And you know that Donald Trump will sign anything that's put in front of him right now because he just wants the records. And I'm glad he wants the personal glory. I think it's great. He wants to be able to say that he repealed and replaced Obamacare. It doesn't have to say anything at all. He just wants the photo up of being able to repeal that dang thing, right? So we could set anything in front of him and he would sign it. And what are the rhinos and the GOP doing? They're submitting something that's like Frankenstein bill. It's RyanCare, Trump Care, Obamacare Light, Obamacare 2.0. I don't know what you want to call it. Its official name is House Bill 277. It is known as the American Health Care Reform Act. So I guess it's not Obamacare. It's whatever. It's AHCRA. I don't even know what that is, of 2017. It's House Bill 277. It is too long and too complex for most people to read over their morning coffee. And wouldn't you rather be watching Shia LaBeouf be, arrested anyway? So, instead of bothering to read it, I have not read it myself. I didn't want to pull on my legal waders and struggle through the pros and cons of this so-called Ryan plan. Many others have already done so. And the bottom line is, it is only establishment Republicans who are happy with this bill. And these good old boys, they keep telling us, well, we can't really do anything about Obamacare because we don't have 60 votes in the Senate, and all we can do is get rid of some of the things, from reconciliation, and then we're going to have a second prong, and then we're going to go back for a third prong. It's like prong. I'm going to give you a prong. You want a prong, baby? I got prongs for you. I got so many prongs. I'm so done with them. So they keep telling us that they don't have after epic wins in 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016, they still don't have the power they need to finally drive a stake through Obamacare's heart. And I'm just absolutely over. I am done with them. And the best thing of all of this is that Texas Senator Ted Cruz has absolutely revealed the lie that is the Obamacare 2.0. I'm calling it the fake repeal. Okay, hashtag fake repeal. Because what Senator Ted Cruz has laid out is a complete step-by-step guide of how to do a free market repeal of Obamacare using the reconciliation process, the budget reconciliation process, using only 51 votes. All we need is 51 votes in the Senate, which we have, if you can herd all of those little kitty cats together. And yeah, you got my drift there. There's always a couple of the women. I don't know, like one from, the little kitty cat women who are, owned by the unions and vote half of the time with the Democrats. But anyway, we don't need to be afraid of a filibuster. We can pass this repeal with reconciliation only. And Ted Cruz writes, he says, in 2015, Congress passed language on reconciliation, repealing most of Obamacare. Virtually every Republican in Congress voted for that language, and the parliamentarian has already ruled it as permissible. We should begin with that previously approved repeal language as the baseline. Duh. Duh. But are they doing that? No, they're not.
And it's coming from maybe one of the best constitutional lawyers we have right now in the United States, Ted Cruz.
Yeah, he's awesome. I mean, I hope someday he's on the Supreme Court because he could really affect the American jurisprudence for decades. It'd be great. And anyway, I mean, don't you remember how Obamacare got jammed down our throats? Without the benefit of KY or anything else, right? They just jammed it on through 8 years ago. That was reconciliation.
We need to pass it to see what's in it.
What's in it? I know that's what the GOP is telling us too. I know.
Well,
I know.
And something
they sound
else
like Democrats. That's the whole thing. These GOP rhino con men, they are sounding just like the Democrats. There's not a dime.
Somebody else.
And I'm absolutely fed up with it. If you can pass Obamacare with a Reconciliation Act back in 2009, jam it down our throat. I don't understand why we can't unpass it, why we can't repeal it. In fact, we can. Ted Cruz has laid out how, and after a full repeal of Obamacare, what you can do, you can go through and get the GOP to rally Congress around 6 areas of consensus. That's what he calls them, which is to really free up the free market and reduce the cost of insurance so that it's a private healthcare system once again. That would be like allow people to purchase insurance across state lines, like, car insurance. Hello. Expand healthcare savings accounts so people have a choice as to how they want to spend their money and they can save it if they want to. Change tax laws to make healthcare insurance portable so that if you lose your job, you don't lose your healthcare insurance, right? You can move it from job to job. That would solve a huge bunch of problems. Protect continuous coverage. That's the whole point of healthcare. Of health insurance. Allow small businesses to pool together in association plans that'll help keep the costs down, and block grant Medicaid to the states. Duh. And then, just do like what we're doing with sanctuary cities. Say, hey, if you want the Medicaid, you guys, if you want federal funds, you have to get in line with these reforms. I don't know why they don't want to do. Well, yeah, I do. They want to control the money. And they're passing this Frankenstein bill because they still want to control our healthcare. They still believe that somehow they're smarter than we are, and our healthcare is something that's beyond our ability. But in any event, we've got to break. We've got to pay some of our own bills because we love private companies. We love private enterprise. We don't want the government to take over radio. So we'll come right back and we'll harangue around some more about this silly fake repeal that's going on in Congress as we speak.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to the line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you in your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Everything is changing. Superman falls. Everything is breaking apart now. There's one to save us all. Superman falls.
Hey y'all, welcome back. That is the chorus from Superman Falls by John Preston. And
go on to KLRN Radio and you can find it there. And also go find John Preston on Facebook so you can buy his music because it's really cool and it helps veterans with PTSD.
yes, it does.
At least so they say. Dun, dun, dun. We're back to the conspiracy theory. We're back to the conspiracy theory. And
well, I had a quick shout out because we've been talking this whole healthcare thing, and a favorite senator of mine who is really, I believe, on our side of this whole thing, Senator Rand Paul.
Yeah.
He when all this was going on and nobody could get a hold of what was in this bill.
What bill are we talking about?
We're talking about
RyanCare.
The
RyanCare fake repeal. The fake repeal.
And he was trying to find it, and nobody would give it to him. He actually went on Twitter and made a Twitter account besides his Twitter account that he has, and this new Twitter account was.
It's an alias.
Rand Paul's Copier. And the whole Twitter account was Rand Paul's Copier running all over Washington, D.C., trying to find the bill to make a copy of it for Rand Paul so he could see it.
That's clever. That's kind of funny.
Yes, it was hilarious.
What needs to happen, seriously, the entire, I will use a Southern term, all y'all. That means all of you guys, okay? If we were in New York, I'd say all you guys, all get together. Or it's all y'all, all right? All y'all in Congress need to get together in one room. That's all of the Republicans from the House and the Senate. Everybody sit down, work this thing out, and lock the doors until it's all the way done. Full repeal, and then put everything else in there, that bill that you want, because then it's going to go up to the president, and he's going to sign it and get it done. Get it done, and stop this controlling, this freaky control that you want over our healthcare. Release the free market. Let it do its job. Start taking your job in government, by the way, is to get out of our way. You're not supposed to continue making more and more laws and shackling us to government. The entire nature of our Constitution proclaimed for all the world that we are a free people and that we do not require permission from government to pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And you guys, you are shackling us with more and more government. I know that. That's what they need. That's what they keep forgetting. And that's why we have gone time and time again. We've gone back 2010, 2012, 2014, 2016. We keep giving the Republicans more power because of these silly Democrats who are, chaining us to ever-growing government programs. And still the GOP does not hear us. They're not listening to us. We want a full repeal. We want it yesterday. We wanted it on January 21st. What was taking you guys 8 years to get it together? You've had 8 years to ponder this. Remember what Ryan himself, Paul Ryan, said about it, how proud he was that it's taken him 20 years to craft this. It's a product of 20 years of legal plotting and planning. Oh my gosh. It should be a 2-page bill. Repeal Obamacare, bam. I'm sorry.
Everybody's so afraid. Everybody's so afraid
of the free market.
I'm with an insurance company that obviously they have to still live under some restrictions of Obamacare, but they've left. They said, no, we're not doing this anymore.
Yep.
And you know what happened? My rates dropped. My deductibles dropped. I have co-pays for regular visits and specialists. Whereas under Obamacare, I had a $12,500 deductible.
That's a hell of a deductible.
I had a family of 6 that I was covering, and I was paying $12,500 a year for healthcare bills while paying half of my premium because my employer couldn't afford it anymore.
Let's hear what our new representative of DHHS says, Mr. Price. We have a sound clip from Dr. Price here on Health and Human Services. Let's hear about that.
Mom or a dad out there and you make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, your deductible in this market, in that individual and small group market, oftentimes is $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 a year. What that means is that you've got an insurance card, but you don't get care because you can't afford the deductible. And we know that this is happening by talking to the folks who are out there trying to provide the care. A third of the counties in the United States, 1/3 of the counties in the United States have only one insurer offering coverage on the exchange. 5 states only have one insurer offering coverage on the exchange. One insurer is not a choice. So we need to make certain that we correct that. In Tennessee this morning, it was announced that there are a number of counties that have no insurer offering coverage on the exchange. Insurers are leaving the market on the exchange.
There you go, Dan. He's talking about
bingo.
You.
Yeah,
that's right, bingo.
Talking about me.
That's the problem with this Obamacare bill, and that's why we want it fully repealed. And if they don't repeal it, what they're doing right now is a fake repeal. It's going to be going through committee and blah blah blah. I'm sure they're going to load it all up, and everybody now is talking about the political angle of, okay, well, if this bill fails, how do we blame the Democrats? It's like, you guys, would you stop playing politics? Do what is best for the American people. Repeal the bill. Just repeal it. Stop trying to load it up and get everything in there so that then later you can continue Obamacare and let it implode and blame the Democrats. You guys, if you break this, you're going to own it, and you are going to be. We are going to come up there in 2018 with blood in our eyes, and we are not going to put up with this anymore. We are not going to give you the power you want. We may as well just go ahead and vote for Democrats because at least we can count on them to fight. You guys aren't, and Anyway, I'm getting too mad. Let's switch to something that'll make me
let
me
add something to it really quick. Okay, now.
Okay, I just really want to get to the New York Times or Russian communications. I really want to get into it. So go, because this is breaking. Go ahead.
This will be real quick. I just want to.
I bet you say that to all the girls.
Ooh. They really need to be careful. Because there really is a new party movement, and it's not the Libertarians. They need to be careful.
Who is it?
The Federalists.
Ooh.
And it's growing, and it's getting serious backers. And 2018 could be very interesting if
What do you think the
this
Federalists
doesn't
are about
change.
then? What are the Federalists about? If they're not the Libertarians and if they're not the Republicans, what are the Federalists?
They are about, number one, getting rid of this Obamacare crap. Number two, they are about individual freedom.
They sound like constitutionalists. Why
They are.
So they're true federalism, in other words. Federalism.
Correct.
Oh, well,
It's the Federalist Party.
I like that.
It's backed and started by J.D. Rucker,
Mhm.
and it's a party that already is on as a party in a number of states, and it's growing quickly. And stuff like this is making it grow quicker.
Yeah,
so
and
the
we've also
GOP
got,
better watch out.
We've also got 10 states now that have voted for a constitutional, for the Convention of States. So yeah, people are getting fed up, and they're getting fed up quickly. All right, there's one other thing that's been happening that we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and it's continuing in the news, and just to share how the media is twisting it. This was, now you'll recall, right after the election, the shock and awe that struck the Liberal Party when they realized that the Dowager Empress, Hillary Rodham Clinton, was not going to be president, right? And she was so distraught she couldn't even break away from destroying her hotel room to come and give a conciliation speech while Trump won, right? They didn't expect it. Obama did not believe that Donald Trump was actually going to win, and that was thanks to fake news and fake polling. And so what they had to do, starting that night and going forward, is they had to figure out why they lost. Obama and the Democrats and Hillary Clinton, they still do not accept that they have lost. And what they tried to do is blame the Russians, because everybody hates the Russians. They're playing on these old fears from World War II, even, really, and they started to try to link the Russians somehow to Donald Trump, and they've done it through the media in a very propaganda type way. They played on the fact that Hillary's collusion with the DNC and Debbie Wasserman Schultz stole the Democrat primary from Bernie Sanders, if you'll recall that. We have proof of that from John Podesta's emails. Well, gee, where did we get John Podesta's emails? People like to say, he was hacked by the Russians. Well, not really. He wasn't hacked by the Russians. No Russians hacked into John Podesta's email account and gave it to WikiLeaks. The way that John Podesta's emails were delivered to WikiLeaks was through a phishing attack. It's a computer term, phishing, and it's something that you do to yourself. You click on a link that is a malware link, and it opens up all of your contacts in your email. And John Podesta fell for it, and that's why we have reams and reams and reams of John Podesta email. WikiLeaks made quite a difference in the election by dripping them out every week. Another ream of John Podesta emails, and that's how we know that Hillary Clinton with the DNC colluded to steal the election from Bernie Sanders. So that's the background of all of this, and these Oh, yeah, that's right. Our producer reminds us that John Podesta's email, his password was password. There's a bright, bright beam, a bright beacon
Brilliant.
in the star. Oh my God!
Absolutely,
He's a brilliant man. So password. Anyway, so that's the background of this, and they decided, well, all they've got. They have to delegitimize Trump. They have to make him ineffective, and they still can't wrap around the fact that they had a miserable candidate with fat ankles who has probably some sort of medical condition because she's got crossing eyes and all kinds of bad problems. I mean, who knows? She might have a brain problem and was a miserable candidate. Why am I not up 50 points? Remember these videos that came out and you just kind of go, cringe. I mean, who wants a shrill woman
She
like
didn't
that?
try. She didn't.
She did try. She was collapsing. She was collapsing into the big black van. Remember? She was stiff as a post and just collapsed. I mean, I did a whole series of articles on just researching what possibly could be brain problems with her, real serious issues. Anyway, but she was a miserable candidate. She lost badly, and the DNC still hasn't gotten over it. And so they've been spinning this story that somehow really Hillary was supposed to win, and it was the Russians who did her in, and they collaborated with Trump. And so all they've been trying to do is find evidence of that. Well, they have found none. They've gotten 5 months in. They have found nothing. But the media continues to, that's what we've heard for months and months and months, is that we are investigating possible ties between Russia and Trump associates, things like that. I'm looking at the New York Times article. This was printed on January 19th or 20th, 2017. The original title of which was Wiretapped Data Used in Inquiry of Trump Aides. They later had to change that line because they didn't want to admit that the New York Times, actually used the word wiretapping after Donald Trump came in and said, "Yeah, my Trump towers are getting wiretapped." Remember his tweet? So they changed that title to "Intercepted Russian Communications, Part of Inquiry into Trump Associates." Okay, so there is no doubt that we have an ongoing series of investigations into Trump and his associates. I will just read a couple of lines from this New York Times report back in January, the day before he was inaugurated, all right? American law enforcement and intelligence agencies are examining intercepted communications and financial transactions as part of a broad investigation into possible links between Russian officials and associates of President-elect Donald J. Trump. The continuing counterintelligence investigation means that Mr. Trump will take the oath of office on Friday with his associates under investigation. All right? So don't tell me that there wasn't a broad investigation trying to tie Russian agencies, etc., with Trump associates. It's in the flippin' New York Times. All right? Now, Trump comes out. Right before, just days ago, 2 weeks ago, Mark Levin blew the lid off of the world when he put together a series of facts and said, "Look, there's probably collusion going on somewhere. We need to find out what's going on." This is back in Heat Street had a report that explained that it was an exclusive. It said that the FBI has granted a FISA warrant covering Trump camp's ties to Russia. All right. From that report, we've learned that there were not just two FISA warrant applications. I'm sorry, there weren't just one. There were two FISA court applications. The FISA court, as we talked about last week, is the super secret court that just deals with foreign agencies and being able to surveil foreign entities like Russia, right? We had the first FISA request, June 2016. That one was denied. It had actually named Donald Trump, according to Levin and to Breitbart as well, and these anonymous sources at Heat Street. Then in October, the Obama administration submits a new narrow request to the FISA court. This is in October, the second FISA report, which is granted. This one is now focused on a computer server in Trump Tower suspected of links to Russian banks. All right. So this is all this is in October. And And in January, Obama expands the NSA sharing. This was a quizzical thing that he did. Michael Walsh had noted, and the New York Times reported, that the outgoing, this is like 17 days to go before he left, the Obama administration expanded the power of the National Security Agent to share globally intercepted personal communications with the government's 16 other intel agencies. All right, so that's spreading it around, right? And now today, now that I've set the background, now today, of course, Trump has tweeted, yeah, my tower was surveilled. As we've heard from these different news reports, of course, Congress is demanding, show us the evidence, right? We've got an investigation going, and people like, Adam Schiff, he's my representative in California. He's demanding, the evidence, show us the evidence. Well, we've got it in the New York Times, for crying out loud. And now comes this report. This just broke tonight. This is CNN Politics. I know it's fake news, but bear with me. House Intel Committee seeks names of Obama officials who requested the unmasking of Americans picked up on surveillance. Did you catch that? Americans picked up on surveillance. Hello. Yes, there's surveillance. It's also, that's why when he tweets out, when Trump tweets out wiretapping, it's the same thing, guys. The liberals are going all around saying, hey, we didn't wiretap. Wiretap's the wrong word. That's the fig leaf. They're trying to say no wiretapping ever went around, just like they've said. Look, Obama never would personally request a wiretap. That's beneath him. He doesn't have to. He has people in DOJ and FBI who know what to do. No one has ever said that Obama himself ordered a wiretap on Donald Trump. So that's the crazy left trying to confuse the issue. Here's the issue. Americans were picked up on surveillance. I'll read a little bit more. This is Jake Tapper reporting. The leaders of the House Intelligence Committee asked the three leaders of the intelligence community Wednesday about any time during the last 7 months of the Obama administration whenever any of its agents and officials improperly named or, quote unquote, unmasked and disseminated the identities of American citizens picked up in intelligence collection. So let me explain to you how this works. Through the FISA court, through NSA, different places, we can surveil the big fat Russian ambassador all day long, because he's coming over here and he's talking to everybody. We can hover over him with a drone if we want to and surveil him because he's a foreign agent. That's what the FISA court is for. You get a warrant at the FISA court saying, we want to watch the fat Russian ambassador. The FISA court says, yeah, buddy, you got it, right? Now, the problem is if the fat Russian ambassador is talking to American citizens like, I don't know, senators, private people, maybe even, anyone out in the street, you are not allowed, at least you are limited by by the laws of our country, you cannot pick up their conversations. You're supposed to only be really monitoring the Russian, not everyone else around him. This may end up being the way that Donald Trump will be proven true, because if this FISA court warrant, which was supposedly gotten to monitor Trump Tower for possible connections to Russian banking, so they're wiretapping / surveilling this Trump Tower to pick up any foreign communications from Russian financial interests, and they're surveilling the entire thing. They're not allowed to go into everything else that might be on that tower. They're supposed to limit themselves. So what if they didn't? What if they're monitoring everything in connection with this? And now what we're seeing with the CNN Politics is that leaders of the House Intelligence Committee are concerned because there might have been identities of American citizens picked up in intelligence collection and unmasked. Chairman Devin Nunes of California and ranking member Republican Representative Adam Schiff, he's my guy in California, wrote that they were concerned that members of the intelligence community have not been sufficiently honoring previously established robust minimization procedures to protect the identities of U.S. citizens, including masking their names. The letter they sent refers to the disclosure to the public that former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn had several conversations with the Russian ambassador. So this is what they're doing. They're using the pretext of monitoring the Russian ambassador to collect up information about Michael Flynn, any other Trump associates. We know that they've monitored Trump's conversations with the president of Mexico and the president of Australia, for goodness sakes. We've got deep state embeds monitoring Trump's communications under the guise of, using the veil of, we're monitoring these foreign agents like the Russian ambassador and the Mexican president. If that's what they're doing, that is an abuse of power. That they should not be doing that. It'll be very interesting to see what happens when Comey comes out on Monday and testifies about what his investigation has come up. But you've got to remember, at that time, it was the DOJ, and that was Loretta Lynch. Why haven't they called her? Why haven't they called Loretta Lynch? The FBI is a wing of the Department of Justice. Loretta Lynch is the right person to talk to find out, all right, was there a FISA court warrant? Was it issued by the FISA court? Did you guys apply to it? Why did you apply to it? And who did it concern? And where was it disseminated against? All of these questions are properly asked of our Department of Justice. That would have been Loretta Lynch. You remember the chick who met with Bill Clinton on the airplane on the tarmac in Phoenix because they wanted to discuss grandkids, even though she doesn't have any? This was all during the campaign when Hillary Clinton was running, and we were all concerned about.
No, they were discussing golf.
Golf, right, and grandkids.
They were discussing golf.
And email servers. Yeah, right. That's when Bill probably went up to Loretta and said, "Loretta, don't you be bothering my Hillary about her email in a private closet now back in Colorado or Arkansas or wherever it was." Now, the DOJ has to have signed off on this FISA court warrant. There's only one other way that this could have been done, and that would have been the president himself, Obama, could have, under a very specific statute, ordered the FISA court warrant, the surveillance himself. He said he did not order it. So what this can be is, I didn't order it. We were just doing our job, monitoring the fat Russian ambassador and then everybody from Russia. And we just happened to discover that, we caught some conversations with Trump or Manafort or Munchin or whoever it was in the Trump campaign. Gee, we weren't monitoring anybody. We weren't surveilling anybody. We're clean. Do you see what Trump has done? He has made he's put the media on their heels. I didn't order it. I just knew about it.
I just knew about it.
I didn't order it.
I just signed off on it.
But here's the bottom line on this. Trump's tweet was like a cleaver. It is separating the bond between the conjoined twins of media and the Democrat Party. If the media has lied about this, if they were told by whoever leaked it to them that, we're surveilling the Russians and Trump kind of got, sucked up in it. If they lied about it and they've been spinning this entire Russian collaboration with Trump, they have now been betrayed. Their cover is blown, and now we know that all of this is fake news. This is the destruction of the media complex if this comes out like this. On the other side, if Deep State lied, if these embeds in the alt White House have misled the press, then it's Watergate gone nuclear, because then they would have been targeting the then opponent, which would be Trump. That would have been that's a huge scandal. That's abuse of power. And Trump's tweet by saying, "Yep, they're wiretapping me," that's like a cleaver going right in between Deep State and the media. So that's what we're seeing now as all of these investigations are going on. We're trying to get to the bottom of who was monitoring whom, and did some Americans actually might have been picked up and surveilled by accident? They're going to try to walk this back, because they have been surveilling Americans. It sounds like it. They've been surveilling Americans while they were actually monitoring the Russians. And now that's how this might have been all tied up and presented to the American people, as that Trump somehow collaborated with the Russians to steal the election. What, Dan?
Here's my disclaimer. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I personally, Daniel Wright, want to know what exactly is going on. I do not believe that the Trump campaign / administration has collaborated with the Russians to do anything.
There's no evidence of that at all. There's absolutely no evidence at all of that.
I do not believe that the other side necessarily did either. But I will say that Hillary and Obama colluded to work with the Russians and give them uranium.
Yep, uranium 1. Yep.
So this is my disclaimer. I just want to know what the hell is going on.
Well, that's what we're trying to get to a bottom, and we
That's all we want to know.
Have
I'm sick of listening to the ultra left and the ultra right go back and forth. Everybody shut up.
Yep.
And
I know.
stop.
What we need is an
Everybody just
investigation.
shut up and stop.
I'm glad they're getting an investigation. I think it is fascinating now that Nunez and Schiff are asking intelligence community leaders to disclose any unmasked identities that were disseminated throughout the intelligence community, law enforcement, or among senior Obama administration officials from June 2016, that's when the first FISA warrant started, until January 2017 that relate to Trump or Hillary and their associates. That's what they're asking for, and it should be a very simple matter to find out. All right? That's what we need to find out. Who knew? What did Obama know? When did he know it? And who else knew about it? Who in the White House? When the New York Times in its report explained that the intelligence had been given to, and this is a direct quote, when they said intelligence reports based on some of the wiretapped communications have been provided to the White House. When and to whom in the White House? Which White House staffers knew about the intelligence reports based on some of the wiretapped communications? So don't tell me that there's not something going on and that the White House didn't know. We have it in the paper of record, the New York Times. We need an investigation to get to the bottom of this. All right.
Correct. And
run out of time. We're running out of time. And we are
running out of time. But if the New York Times is calling for it, that says something.
Yes, it does.
We all just need to know what happened. The end.
And we got to go. I am Susan Swift. You can find me on social media at Real Susan Swift. You can also look me up on my website, susanswift.net. And Dan, you're on Twitter all over the place. Give them your social.
I'm just on Twitter at Texas Special One, and that's about it.
And if you really want a stuffed beach dog, write in. We need a stuffed beach dog.
Find me. Yeah, I need to make a Mishi account. I'll make a Mishi account. And I'll let everybody know what it is.
And we could sell little stuffed Mishi dogs to all these little snowflakes who are having problems at Berkeley because they don't want conservatives to come and speak to them. And because, they need all the help they can get. They need a puppy dog. They need a Mishi dog. We love Mish. All right. So there you go. That's the fake repeal and the New York Times surveillance ongoing saga in Washington. And I guess we'll catch you up next week and we'll find out what they've had to say from the FBI next Monday. It ought to be interesting.
Hey, this is John Preston, Marine combat veteran and Pacific Records recording artist. Just reaching out to have you check out our new album, Battle Cry, Songs of America's Heroes, an album featuring phenomenal other combat veteran artists like Scott Brown of the Scooter Brown Band, Ryan Weaver, Rowdy Johnson, just an incredible mix of people. This is all veterans telling our stories and our lives, and we're giving 100% of our proceeds to the Valkyrie Initiative to help veterans and first responders integrate back into society. I myself have battled with post-traumatic stress for many years and lost my own brother, a Marine Corps veteran, to suicide. I ask that you step with us and make this happen. We are in pre-order right now and release on March 17th. Go to iTunes, go to Amazon, buy. We plan on making the charts and making it at a very high level, and your support right now makes a difference. This is the release of my new song, Superman Falls, which is actually about the loss of my own brother, which happened last year, and I would love for everyone to check it out, to listen, and hopefully it'll make a difference in many lives.